Hey, what's up, community? It is Ryan Frank, and welcome to the KidzMatter Podcast. It has been a hot second since we've had a KidzMatter Podcast. We took the summer off. We are back, and we are back with a vengeance. We have got, I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but we've got a great plan in place for this school year with KidzMatter Podcast, and I am so grateful that you have tuned in. One of the best decisions we made within the last few weeks is we hired a podcast director. Her name is Sarah Pedrakovich. I hope I said your last name right, Sarah. But we're good enough friends that if I didn't, I know you will forgive me. Sarah is an active part of the Kids Matters I Love Kidmin Facebook community, and she has joined our team to help us bring you an amazing podcast every week. We're going to be doing some cool stuff over the next few weeks leading up to the KidzMatter Conference. During the KidzMatter Conference, we're going to be live recording just a ton of podcasts. You'll see our studio set up in the main lobby, interviewing people all week long. And I am so grateful for your time and for your attention. Now, speaking of the KidzMatter Conference, it is right around the corner. We are, let me look at my phone, 1 month and 21 days away. As I record this, it'll be a few days closer once you're actually listening to this, but we're just over a month away from what I consider to be the greatest event on the face of the earth. Now, I know I'm a little biased. People ask in our Facebook community all the time, what conferences should I go to? What conferences? And I just responded to a post yesterday, and I said, there are aren't a lot, but there are several great conferences for kidmin leaders led by great people that love the Lord, love kids ministry, love kidmin leaders like you. But I said, I'm a little partial to the KidzMatter Conference, and I offered this person 2 free tickets to come try it. I stalked them on Facebook and saw that they live about 7 hours away. I said, it's a 7-hour drive. It's drivable. Once you and somebody from your team come, I'll buy your tickets. I want to meet you and pray over you and your kids ministry. And they said, we're going to come. So I'm excited about that. It's going to be great to see y'all in just a little over a month. Before I jump into today's podcast, I was reading the other day some Vince Lombardi, and one of the greatest professional football coaches ever. No, I'm not a big football fan, but this is according to those who are. And he once said that one of the greatest qualities of a person's life is their commitment to excellence. He was like, your commitment to excellence and your quality of life go hand in hand. And he wasn't just talking to football players. He said no matter what industry or field you are in, your quality of life is directly proportionate to your commitment to excellence. Now, kidmin leaders, are you doing things with excellence? Excellence does not have to mean extravagance. Excellence does not have to mean huge budget. Excellence means I'm trying to be better than I was before. I'm trying to improve. We're trying to get better and to grow. I want you to be an excellent leader. Here's the thing. When you lead with excellence, your team will follow you and they will lead with excellence. If you just are content with average, guess what? Your team is going to be content with average, right? And some even won't even hit average. But when you set the bar up here at excellence, your team will strive for excellence. And they may not all hit it, but they're going to do a lot better than if you strive for average, right? Or below average. Do everything with excellence, from the way you recruit and train your volunteers and onboard them, to the way you care for them and love them, to the way you prepare your lessons each Sunday, to the way you keep your classrooms at the church. Make sure things are done with excellence. The way you provide a safe and secure environment for your ministry. Do it with excellence. The way you present your ministry, your branding, everything that you print in that copy machine, everything you put on social media, every email that goes out, make sure you do it with excellence as unto the Lord. My life verse is Colossians 3:23. It says, whatever you do, do it heartily, the King James says. Put your whole heart into it as unto the Lord and not unto man, knowing that it's from the Lord that you'll receive your reward. There you go. Now, friends, that's your little leadership nugget for the day. I want to talk to you about a few things that are coming at the KidzMatter Conference. Of course, some things don't change about the KidzMatter Conference. Best conference ever, according to my humble opinion. I know I'm a little biased. It's like a giant family reunion without the weird, uncle or aunt, whatever your situation may be. We'll have 3,000 people there, over 200 specialized ministry breakouts. We'll have over 100 vendors. We call them ministry partners there, ready to meet you. 6 great main stage sessions with worship and keynote speakers. And we have a car. The car is in our possession. It's actually in my driveway at home. It is a beautiful Mini Cooper. Get on Instagram, Ryan Frank 75 or KidzMatter, put a Z in there. You'll see a picture of the car. The car will be there. Somebody's going to leave with the title and the keys to this car. How cool is that? And maybe it will be you. Maybe it'll be you. All right. Let me share with you some new things about the KidzMatter Conference. I have 3 new things I want you to know about coming to the KidzMatter Conference. Number 1, a new location. Now, you probably already know that, but if you're new to the KidzMatter Podcast or new to the KidzMatter world, never been to the conference, maybe you don't know this, but we've always had our conference. Conference is only 6 years old, 6 or 7, but it's always been in Nashville, Tennessee. I shouldn't say that. The very first event was in Cincinnati, Ohio. It was called Kidman Academy Live. And then we decided, let's do this again next year, but go bigger. So we called it MegaCon, did it in Nashville, Tennessee. A few years later, we named it the KidzMatter Conference. We've left Nashville, Tennessee. We love you, Nashville. Nothing personal. We just outgrew having our conference at a church. And we're at a convention center in Evansville, Indiana, which is in our home state. KidzMatter HQ is here in Indiana, and we're up in northern Indiana. We're going to be meeting in southern Indiana in Evansville, Indiana at the Old National Events Plaza. It's a beautiful location with a wonderful theater for our main stage sessions, a big exhibit hall for our ministry partners, plenty of breakout space. In fact, we've rented some ballrooms across the street attached by a sky bridge. And we are going to be doing some breakouts over there as well, just because we want to have plenty of space. Y'all love your breakouts. And so it's going to be a great location. Evansville is a beautiful small town. It's not a small town. It's a city, but it's a beautiful city. They're excited to have us, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Number 2, we have a new location. Number 2, we have some new books coming at the KidzMatter Conference. 4 new books. Debbie Rhodes is writing a book called Hold My Glitter. Super excited about this. Debbie is one of our authors, and she's a kids pastor in Franklin, Tennessee. You know her from the KidzMatter I Love Kidmin community. She is also a Kidmin Academy faculty member, by the way. But she's writing a book on overcoming obstacles in ministry. Hold My Glitter. We have a 50-day prayer guide that my wife Beth has written called The Praying Kidmin. The Praying Kidmin. This is a wonderful resource. You're going to love it. It's not a traditional book. It's a prayer journal, prayer guide, and I know it's going to help you pray for your kids, your parents, your volunteers. You're going to love it. Corey Jones, who is the co-host of the KidzMatter Pro Members Only podcast, which I hope you're a part of, but you can't be a part of it unless you remember KidzMatter Pro. Go check out kidzmatter.com/pro. Corey has written a small little book called The Volunteer's Guide to Kidmen. Can't wait for you to see this at the conference. We're releasing it there. This is a small little book. We don't have a price on it yet, but it's going to be so affordable we made it small so it's an easy read for your leaders. They can read it in under an hour. It reminds them of the why of children's ministry, the heart of kids ministry. You're not just babysitting and providing child care. Although there's nothing wrong with child care. It's more than that. It's deeper than that. It's a calling. It's about the gospel. It's about being the hands and feet of Jesus. And then he gets super practical even into, managing classroom behavior, preparing lessons, praying for the kids. Whether your volunteers work with 2-year-olds, 12-year-olds, on Sunday mornings, on Wednesday nights, whether it's a small group or large group, they're going to find a lot of benefit from this training, from this book, and can't wait for you to see it. We're going to make them available in bundles as well, like 10, 20, because they're going to be so affordable. You're going to want to take these back to your volunteers. And then I have written a book that has taken me a year to write. It is called the KidzMatter Playbook. It's actually more literally like a playbook. It's not a traditional kind of trade book. It's more of a playbook. It's big, it's thick, and I'm going to unpack for you the secrets to leading a growing, healthy ministry. Which leads me to the third new thing, and that is a new message that I am bringing on Wednesday morning to the conference. So it ties into the KidzMatter Playbook. I'll be speaking a couple times on the main stage, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning. But on Wednesday morning, I am bringing a message that I'm super excited about and that I've been literally building in my head for a year. I was building it in my head last year at the KidzMatter Conference. I just wasn't ready to share it yet because it wasn't ready. And the book wasn't ready. The playbook wasn't ready. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach the principles in the KidzMatter Playbook. Everybody wants to lead a growing and healthy ministry. But there's resistance that comes along the way, right? There are challenges that come along the way. Sometimes you feel like I just don't have what it takes. I lack the confidence. I lack the training. Some of you feel like you lack the support with leadership in the church. Some of you don't feel like you have enough volunteers. You don't have the right team. Some of you just don't feel organized. How do you push through the resistance so that you can lead a ministry that is growing? Everybody wants their ministry to be growing. That is healthy. Everybody wants their ministry to be healthy. Nobody wants to burn out, be tired and exhausted and frustrated and anxious. How do you get there? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unpack the principles that I teach in the KidzMatter Playbook. And I'm going to unpack the 3 foundations that you've got to get right to lead a growing, healthy ministry. And from those 3 foundations, I've identified 12 progress points or habits that you've got to build into your life on a regular basis if you want to push through the overwhelm and you want to lead a growing, healthy ministry, and you want to be in it for the long haul. Here's the thing. Nobody gets in ministry thinking, I want to do this for 2 years and then burn out and be ready to walk away and never come back. No, right? What I want you to do is I want you to be in this until you're 70 years old and you've got a head full of gray hair. Now, some of you might be thinking, I'm not buying that book. I'm not going to that conference, right? No way I'm doing this when I'm 70. You get my point. My point is, I want you to be in it for the long haul. I want you to find joy in the journey, right? I want you to find fulfillment. I want you to find purpose. I want you to have good systems in place so that God can give you growth. I want you to have a good team in place so that you don't feel like you're all alone. Now, I want you to be in a good spot yourself, right? I want you to be healthy as a leader, to be close to the Lord, to be growing. And so I've been working on this message. Again, I started building it in my head a year ago. I started putting it on paper about 6 months ago. And now that we're getting close, we're like 6-7 weeks out from the conference. Now it's getting real. So now what I'm doing especially on my runs when I'm running, is I'm building this in my head. I am talking it through in my head, praying, asking the Lord, give me the right words to say at the right time. Because I want everybody at the conference to get this message, because it will literally change the way you lead kids ministry. And it will literally change the culture of your team. It will literally change the way you do things. And I want to get it right. And so I'm super excited about this message. I'm praying, God, would you give me just the right words to say for just the right people that are there. Bring the people that you want to be there. Give me the words to say. Super excited about this message on Wednesday morning. Now on Tuesday morning, I'm going to kick the conference off. The theme of the conference is more than a story. And so I think on Tuesday morning, I'm going to talk about the power of stories and how neurologically they connect to our brains, how we carry the greatest story ever told and what that looks like in kids ministry, and why we're really more than storytellers, but we are foundation builders, and these stories are helping kids build a foundation or lay a foundation that they can build on for the rest of their lives. And you and I remember, I remember very few things from being a kid in Sunday school, in church, and in school for that matter. I remember some stories that were told, right? Stories are powerful, and not just for kids, but for adults. So there are 3 new things coming to the KidzMatter Conference: new location, some new books, and a new message. And here's the thing, community, as I wrap up, there is still time for you to join us. So go to KidzMatterConference.com, or you can find a link to it at KidzMatter.com. But go check it out. When you're on the website, you'll find the schedule of all 200 plus breakouts, the names of the breakouts, descriptions of the breakouts. You'll find the flex time schedule, which to go there, just go to the schedule page. You'll see the overall schedule for the conference. And then at the bottom of that page is the flex time schedule. So every afternoon of the conference, we have a 2-hour flex time, which really allows for you to tailor your conference experience. And so we've got some great options, some great meetups, a Kidman Newbies meetup, a Kidman Veterans meetup. We've got Creative Arts Ministry meetup, Special Needs Ministry meetup, Early Childhood Ministry meetup, Preteen Ministry meetup. We've got a meetup for those of you that wear 2 hats, student ministry and kids ministry. We've got a Seeds Family Worship is doing a worship experience in partnership with Church Visual. It's going to be wonderful experience, and lots more. Go check out the KidzMatterConference.com. We'd love to see y'all there. Get your team together, get in the van, drive to Evansville, Indiana. In all the years we've been doing this, I've never had one person reach out and say, it did not meet our expectations. Can we get a refund? This never happened because God always shows up. People always leave fired up and encouraged. Those of you that have been there know it's true. We'd love to see you there. Friends, thanks again for tuning in to today's Kids Matter podcast. Until next week, take care. God bless. And can't wait to see you in Evansville, Indiana this September.